Oh yeah, this is none other than your boy, man. Edmund the General, yeah? They call me Edmund the General, straight from Toronto. Yeah, music. There's none other. They call me Edmund the General, straight from Toronto. Yeah, music. There's none other. They call me Edmund the General, straight from Toronto. Yeah,
Day one, these are my day one.
They call me Edmund the General, straight from Toronto.
Edmund the General, also known as the Brand, coming at you guys again with the rant here. This is a serious one right now. Very serious. I'm really disappointed in the judicial system here in Ontario. Very disappointed. It's pretty sad, actually. There's a man here who's 25 years old. Name is Daniel Senecal. Daniel Senecal is a repeated offender. And based off of what I would understand, he's been booked twice for the same issue. Let me read a little bit of what I'm talking about here. This 25-year-old man charged with breaking into a home in Welland, Ontario, and sexually assaulting a young child. This guy was previously charged with similar offense 4 years ago, court documentation states. So, even though he's been booked twice, I'm sure he's been doing this, he's been actively doing this on events where he hasn't been booked, where nobody was able to like say, oh yeah, I caught you. This is alarming. This guy is out again. You know, I actually would assume that in jail, if there was word that goes amongst the population in there, that if they hear about you doing any kind of heinous crime towards any children, any ladies, women, minors, that you have to be dead or you'd be taken care of like horribly. That's what I figured. But then there's this thing called PC, protective custody, where, they would know that you committed these crimes, and because if you were to go in general population, that yeah, you will be fed to the lions, and then they would deal with you. But because you got that under your belt, the protective custody, you're safe. I don't like that. I really don't like that. People like this, for real, in my opinion, people who commit these kind of crimes, their Johnson has to be removed immediately. I was talking to one of my buddies just now, for real. He came through and he showed me this video. I've never seen anything like this in my life. My first time seeing anything so horrible. So the news is, okay, so pretty much he shows me the video, he goes, you know what, before we watch this, I hope you have a strong stomach, right? So he goes, the premise is, this guy assaulted a young child, and now these people are going to deal with him accordingly. So be prepared. There's nothing that I could have done to prepare myself to see what I'm about to see. He gives me the phone. I look at the clip. God damn, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I have to repeat that again. Never seen anything like this in my life. We got this man tied up. There's two guys. One of these guys has like on a mask, and he has like this balaclava on. The other guy Just has like a balaclava on. He has this knife, and they're looking down at this guy who's on his knees, who's chained up. There's like a chain around his neck, and then he's like hog-tied. I can't really say hog-tied, but he's like chained on like behind his. They have his hands behind his back, and he's chained also like that. And he's naked. So what they end up doing is they start talking into the camera, and they're saying, this is what happens when you mess with us and you mess with little kids. So I'm sure this is probably like in Colombia or Mexico or somewhere. It's like it's a Spanish colony. They lay down, they push the guy on the ground so he's on his back, and he starts pleading for his life. The man takes out this blade that's not even more like 6 to 8 inches. Looks very small. The guy starts hacking away at the man's leg, and he cuts through the bone. And you know, I would see movies and shows and things like that are horrible, that are like gore, and you would see that in those flicks, and somebody cuts off a limb, you would see like blood spewing everywhere. Nope. This man had the knife, and he was just cutting away like it as if it was like a piece of meat. He cut through the leg. No blood. I didn't see no blood spewing out or anything. He picked up the leg, started beating him. One leg. God damn, that knife went through bone. They were laughing, both him and the other guy. Then the other guy gets the knife, cuts away at the other leg, starts beating him again. And they throw the leg away. You look at the guy now, they're, you know, after they're beating him, yeah, there's blood just like pouring all over his face now and all over his body. This is what I'm seeing for the first time in my life. All of a sudden, they start going to the back of his, they push him, they lift him up. He cannot move. They start hacking away at his arm. They hack it off. Yo, that blade is the sharpest thing I've ever seen in I ever witnessed in my life, to just cut through skin and bone like it was nothing. Not even a machete. It was like again 6 to 8 inch like blade. You just want. So I would assume that for people like that, is that the fairness of a punishment that someone should go through? I can't say. Removing off the pain, yeah, so that they won't execute that thing ever again. They'll think twice about ever trying to commit any kind of a crime like that. These people know that when it comes to certain crimes in certain places, that the consequences is not going to be as severe. They're first going to be protected, and second, it's not going to take that long for them to come out anyway. So it's like a vacation for them. 2021, Daniel Senecal was charged with sexual assault of a minor, sexual interference of a minor, and choking, according to court documents. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail. 18 months. So you assaulted a minor, a child. The child's going to go through some serious trauma. The parents are going to go through some serious issues. They're going to want to take you out, bro. "25-year-old. The most recent incident, which allegedly took place on Sunday, August 31st, has shocked the community near Niagara Falls and sparked debate over whether it should have been prevented given the criminal history of the accused. Senecal faces several charges, including aggravated assault on a person under 16 years of age, assault by choking and breaking and entering, B&E, This is a tragedy that has been deeply impacted in our community and our investigators, Niagara Regional Police Chief Bill Forty said in a statement. Detectives are working closely with the child's family to ensure that this matter is fully investigated and carried through the judicial system. What? The judicial system has failed. If you're going to get people who's committing these type of crimes to innocent children who's going to come out in a year on some change after scarring the child for life, and it has had like a strong impact on the family and themselves for a year and some change, no. The city of Toronto, the city of Ontario, the province of Ontario, Canada has failed. They failed. You failed. You failed. The same way that they failed Eglinton and Oakwood. No, this is like a free-for-all drug dealer spot. Free for all. If you want to sell drugs, you could come through. The cops won't do shit. The bums are hanging around. The streets, the Eglinton and Oakwood intersection, the roads are trash. They haven't even fixed that. You know what the city did? The city of Toronto, they built up a station, Metrolinx. They widened the sidewalk. They did not touch the intersection of Eglinton and Oakwood. Once you drive over that street, over that road, you're at risk of destroying your suspension, your car, potholes, potentially. You're going to go through some damage. And if you're going through that every day, yeah, you're going to get some damage on your vehicle. Where are the priorities at? People like this should not be on the street, period. Pedophiles? I know on YouTube, they got these clowns on there who just talk about children and want to do things, and they say these things about children. Those people should be put to jail too, and their peen should be removed immediately. Harsh, but the right procedure for them to just go. They gotta go. They gotta get wiped down. They gotta get wiped down. I do not agree with the fact that these people should get a chance for a child, an innocent child. You know, there's guys out here who just say, fuck their kids. Yo, I can't respect them. I can't. I don't want to hear this excuse that because their mother feels a certain way about the father, that you feel that their judgment, the child's judgment, will be the same. You can always change that ideology of the child. Talk to them. Have that conversation. Spend time with them. They will be able to differentiate between you and the mother when it comes to your attitude, your character, and the things that's going on within the both of you. Children are not stupid. Children are innocent, and they see things from what it is. I can't honor you guys. The statement goes on to note that public records show that the suspect was subject to a probation order at the time of the offense. Court documents show part of Senecal's probation barred him from being with children under the age of 18 unless his surety was present. According to the Niagara Regional Police Service, emergency responders were called to a home in Welland around 8:59 a.m. on Sunday, August 31st. Upon entering the home, officers noted the front door showed signs of being forced open. The victim, who was under the age of 5, god damn. The kid was under the age of 5. Helpless. Do y'all have kids? Have you guys ever grew up with your children and seen the way how things are when they're at that age? The growth? Their first walk, their first words, what they're all about, the innocence. Yo, this is beginning to piss me off. The victim, who was under the age of 5, had serious injuries. Of course, They were taken to a hospital outside the region for advanced medical care. I could only imagine what this dirtbag did. Friends of the child say they remain in hospital. While police initially reported this as an attack by a stranger, friends of the family said that the accused was known to the family. It's always going to be those people that you know. It could be your damn uncle, it could be your damn auntie, it could be your cousin. You know, it could even be your dad. Yo, don't even talk to me about that, yo. I know directly of a family, and you know who I'm talking about, yo. For the people that are in the circle, you know what's up with that, with the girl and her dad. And you know what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what we had to do. Trifling. She was scared. She was scared. She came. You know what I'm saying? Can't even talk about that. While police initiated, so police say that the break-in happened sometime after 10 p.m. Saturday night, and the parents were unaware of both the break-in and assault until the following morning. While inside the residence, unbeknownst to the parents, their child was sexually assaulted, police said in the news release. Police say a neighbor shared a video from their surveillance camera, and Senecal was identified and arrested a short time later. God damn, it was too late. The deed was already done. Whatever it is that the kid did, that this clown did. The recent sexual assault of a toddler during a break-in in our community is a horrific act that is impossible to fathom, Welland Mayor Frank Champion said in a statement released Thursday. The mayor vowed to continue to work with police and seek action from provincial and federal levels of government to ensure that perpetrators of such crimes are dealt with severely by the courts and kept off our streets. There we go. This is what should have been done a long time ago. Pedophiles have no rights at all. They should not have the rights. They need to be wiped down or the pain removed with jail time. And the jail time should be life. Off the bat. So, wipe down or pain removed with life. No protective custody. Let them fend for themselves. We are working closely with the provinces and territories to reform bail and sentencing so police and prosecutors have stronger tools to keep violent offenders off the streets, said Jeremy Belfeuille, Director of Communications with the ministry. Senecal remains in custody and is scheduled to appear in court via video on September the 10th. What is it today? Today is the 7th. So 3 more days. Witnesses or anyone else with information that can help with the investigation can contact Niagara Police at 905-688-4111. Option number 3, extension 1009898. You can slow this down. You can repeat that if you need to hear that again. Anonymous tips can be made by Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Y'all need to understand. So yeah, god damn it. Gotta have some more harsher rules, harsher consequences for these type of individuals, man. Like this is just disgusting. The fact that men, people, women, doesn't really matter. People in general are taking advantage of these little children. Man. It's not good. It's not good at all. This guy on YouTube, Jimbo, talking very explicit about these kids, man. He's got to get wiped down too. For real, for real. These people should no longer exist or should be confined with the peen cut off, somewhere secluded, rotting in a jail. Just my opinion. No love for these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? No love. No love. And if you're the kind of person that says, fuck these kids, you gotta go too, yo. Kids are innocent. They're innocent. They never asked to be born or be put into this world. They never asked for it. So once they're in, we need to take care of them. We need to protect them. We need to watch over them, guide them, put them in the right path. Make sure you do whatever it is you got to do to put them in a direction where you know it's going to be positive. You as an adult already know all the mistakes that you've made, and if you don't even know about the mistakes you're making, you better start learning. Do some recapping, do some thinking about what you've done. Sit by yourself, chill by yourself for a while. Reflect on the things that you've done. Try to figure out, why are you in the position that you are today? That'll be a hit. That'll be a reality check. That'll be a reality check. This dirtbag here, Daniel Senecal, he's gotta go. And anyone who's condoning this shit, it's the kids, yo. Leave the kids alone. You see movies about that shit where they just keep bothering the kids. It's always the kids. Leave them alone. I'm the General signing out, yo. I'm done. Peace.
Don't cry, baby girl, it's me who's taking the loss. The boss, Edmund the General, the fucking rebel who's giving you nothing but trouble. From the start, I feel bad, cause it was me who played your mind with my street talk.